This is the Great Legend, and I am coming at you live tonight, fans, with my WWE Fastlane 2017 review. The 2017 Fastlane WWE PPV review that you getting exclusively here on the Great Legend Show, as I'm coming at you live just how I like to do it. After the end of these WWE PPVs, I come at you live to let you know what I thought about the show. And we had a pretty good show tonight. You know, it was a Raw-only PPV. So, you know, you take those with a grain of salt, a grain of pepper. Sometimes they're good and sometimes they can get better. But let me tell you, we are here to talk about WWE Fastlane. A lot of great matches on the card tonight. But before we get started, we're going to be checking out the chat. So if you have any questions, comments, if you watch that WWE Fastlane PPV, you let me know what you liked during the show. So let's check out the chat, fans. Well, right now the chat's looking a little slow. You know, a lot of good things going on Sunday nights. Walking Dead, if you like that. A lot of people going to the movies. A lot of people catching the WWE on the rewind because they couldn't watch it in time live. But tonight, no worries, because we are live right here, right now on the Great Legend Show. I'm your host, the Great Legend. First off, I want to let you know, if you want to ever donate, if you want to ever support the Great Legend Show, there's a link in the video description below. What's cool about this link? Anytime I'm doing a live show, if you donate and support the Great Legend Show, your name pops up on the screen like magic, my friends. It is really cool. It's old school, but brought into the new age of this digital world, this digital life. So I want you to check that out. Help me out. Don't let the Legend Show go through the strife. So donate and support the Great Legend Show today. You'll be glad you did. Yeah. So, let's see what we got here for tonight. So we had a great PPV, I think. Wasn't too shabby. No, sorry. It was pretty good. Pretty good. There was some things that could have been a little bit better, but, you know, it is what it is on these Raw-only PPVs. You know, I want to give a big shout-out to my buddy Rebel Komix and Gaming. One of the coolest YouTube channels out there. If you are a fan of comic books, he's got them. If you're a fan of how comic books are created, this channel's got them. Larry Higgins, he is a comic book creator. He has created his own comic book and he's brought it to the world, my friends. It's called Naobi. Check it out. You'll be glad you did. Get addicted to it like myself. And keep supporting him on Kickstarter. The Father and Naobi LP. He also has tonight, fans. He may still be live right now on Sunday nights. If you're a Walking Dead fan, check out his show, The Chatting Dead, where he goes over and reviews what he just saw hours before on Sunday night's Walking Dead. Another thing he does, which I'm going to try to be a part of as much as I can on Thursday nights. He has an awesome wrestling show called the Sidewalk Slam. Rebel Komix presents the Sidewalk Slam. Definitely check that show out. It is for fans, by the fans. You know, we got great stuff going on that show, so check that out. And also, he does the classic on Monday nights, Rebel Komix Presents 9.8, which is just the big general show where he could talk about anything. And it's always got a part of that show which is open forum, so definitely check that out. Want to give another quick shout out to a good buddy of mine. He's also from north of the pond. It's old Maverick Freelance. I'm going to try to get him to watch some more wrestling because it'd be really fun to have Mav on a show like the Sidewalk Slam, the premiere. Well, it's been on, we've had 3 shows of it, but it's Thursday nights at Rebel Komix and Gaming's channel. You can check out that video in the video description. There's the URL to take you to the Sidewalk Slams playlist where you can go back, listen, and watch the latest Sidewalk Slams by Rebel Komix presents himself. So definitely check that out. You'll be glad you did. Now, on to tonight's Fastlane. So, you always have a kickoff show, and I didn't really know much about the whole kickoff show match. It was Rich Swann and Akira Tozawa against Brian Kendrick and Noam Dar. And while I was watching this, I was actually kind of making supper, so I didn't pay much attention to the match, but it did have a lot of high spots. It was really good. The crowd was totally into it. They were enjoying the match, which is really good because a lot of times during the cruiserweight battles, it looks like the crowd's not really interested. But these four men, they kept the crowd into it, so it was pretty damn good. I don't want to go into too much detail tonight, like I have been doing in previous PPV reviews. I want to kind of keep these short and sweet, just kind of, what I think about the matches, but don't break the match. I'm not going to be breaking the matches down, move by move and checking for things like that or any, I just kind of want to make it short and sweet. But Rich Swann, Akira Tozawa, the good guys, versus Brian Kendrick and Noam Dar, the bad guys. And when you get these dudes in a tag match, cruisers, the good guys, man, they pulled out the win. Very, cool to get the bad guys some victories. So that was a good match. I'm going to go ahead and give that match. I'm going to give it a 3.5. Just a great, not a 3, but a good 3.5. Not a 4, 3.5. It was a good match all around. They know their spots. They hit their spots. They're great superstars, great wrestlers. And a lot of them have been doing it for years on the independent scene. And it's always good to see Brian Kendrick in there. Man, I like that guy. He's pretty damn cool. Now, the first match of the night, I was kind of surprised they brought this match out at the first. But it was Sami Zayn, the underdog from the underground, versus the destroyer, Samoa Joe, submission specialist. They're really preaching that submission specialist. I don't know if it's because they don't want to see him do that, that, I don't know what the hell it was called, muscle buster, whatever that move that pretty much ended Tyson Kidd's career. I think it's called the muscle buster. But they're really, submission specialists. Okay. Joe's been wrestling for over 10 years. We know the guy knows how to do submission wrestling. Don't beat it into our damn head. Let Samoa Joe beat it into Sami Zayn's head instead. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's pretty much, man, what happened. It was your classic Sami Zayn. Always the underdog in a lot of his matches. But, man, he is awesome to watch. A phenomenal competitor. I really love Sami Zayn, and I really hope one of these days he does win that Universal Championship. Or if he gets moved over to SmackDown, the old WWE Championship would be great to see around the waist of the underdog from the underground, and that is Sami Zayn. So Samoa Joe came out, and, man, he, that crazy-ass music. So, Southern Cal's very own Samoa Joe. And he came out just whipping that ass. It was pretty one-sided most of the match. Sammy was always trying to play catch-up as far as getting the offense in. And every time you thought Sammy was going to get some of that going, Samoa Joe just nailed him again. There was at one point where I thought he was going to do that muscle buster move on Sami Zayn. When he does that, when Sammy's sitting on top of that third turnbuckle, just kind of sitting there, and then Samoa Joe just give him that enziguri kick. I thought he was going to set him up for that move there. There was a missed haluva kick attempt by Sami Zayn where Joe just did that move where he just one arm picks him up and slams him to the ground. And then finally, Sami Zayn was kicking out of a lot of the stuff Samoa Joe was putting on him. So he finally put that clutch on there, man. That Nikita clutch. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. But anyways, I got to get down with my finishing moves. Raw is not the show I normally watch. That's why you need to watch that Sidewalk Slam on Thursday nights with LP, because Raw is LP's show. He knows these people a lot better than I do. So check out the Sidewalk Slam. But anyway, Samoa Joe won with the submission. And it was pretty good submission. He locked it on. I also want to give a big shout out to Count Von Strange IV, another wrestling fan, another guy that loves comics, loves vinyl records, loves the Predator franchise, has some really sweet Predator action figures. He loves to fly drones. So if you want to see some of that stuff, you know, look at Count Von Strange IV. And we count them 4. We got comics, vinyl records, Predators, and then we got drones. The 4 things Count Von Strange is known for. 4 simple rules for Count Von Strange IV. Count, we just talking about that very first Fastlane main card, which was Sami Zayn versus Samoa Joe. And Sami Zayn, you know, he's a fighter. He tries to battle hard, but he went down to Samoa Joe. You know, that's like Triple H's enforcer is Samoa Joe, which is just insane. And, you know, Mick Foley, old Stephanie wasn't there tonight. Who knows why she wasn't there? Maybe she was. Maybe she was just on some speakerphone thing. But the thing was, I think what they're planning on doing, they're probably going to let Mick Foley go sometime. I don't know when, but it kind of hints toward, like, maybe they want to, like, get him going. You know, he also mentioned that I don't think there's going to be another one of those Holy Foley season 2s, unless it's just some big ruse, you know what I mean, and they're playing their cards close to home, not letting the fans know what's going on, which is good. You know, the world of the internet tends to let out a lot of the secrets of professional wrestling in their, like, storylines that they got going on. So Count Von Strange, again, welcome to the show. If you have any questions or if you've watched any of these matches, let me know. He says, it wasn't a bad match. Just wish they would have take Sammy more serious, though, instead of just having him get beat up. Amen to that, Count. I mean, a lot of times it does seem like Sami Zayn is just getting his bell rocked, man. It sucks because I'm a huge Sami Zayn fan. And, man, he is, man. I love that match. I remember at one of his, I think it was his first match in WWE, he came out on Raw when John Cena was defending the U.S. Championship, doing the U.S. Open Challenge. Man, I loved that match, man. And Sami Zayn was so good. That was actually when Sami Zayn threw his shoulder out because he was getting too hyped, you know, throwing his hands up in the air, getting excited. But even though he fucked up his shoulder and he hadn't even gotten into the squared circle yet, phenomenal match, great match. Of course, Cena, man, Cena makes people look, you know, really good anyway. And Sami Zayn was already good, so that was a 5-star back in the day. But let's talk about the next match. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give that match a 3.5 as well. Yeah, I mean, Samoa Joe was just manhandling him, you know. So I'm going to give that a 3.5. Next match, one of my favorite tag teams, Enzo and Cass. Enzo and Cass was coming out, getting that Milwaukee crowd hyped up. Damn. Well, they hype them up. And you can, you know, that's also a bad thing. They put them out so early to get that crowd hyped up. And for a second match, it was really good. The crowd was in it. I mean, it's Enzo and Cass, so, you know, they're bringing, you know, Smash Talk of Skywalker. You know, SAWFT, soft. I mean, man, it was great. And you had them going against the Raw Tag Team Champions, Gallows and Anderson. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, one of 3 teams to have the IGWP, or is it IWGP? I don't know, the Japanese tag shit, and the WWE tag titles. The other 2 being the Steiner Brothers, and who else the hell did they say? Some other damn team. Oh, the Dudley Boys, yeah. Yeah, so, man. What's cool about, you know, wrestling in Japan, I think the cost of living over there is pretty cheap. And if you're a professional wrestler, you're always looking for some cheap living. And the pay's pretty damn good over there. I remember back in the day during the whole NWO deal, I know old Scott Norton was over there in Japan, and he did more fighting in Japan over there because it was better pay for him, you know, where Hall, Nash, Hogan, and some of these guys are getting paid the big bucks. I mean, Scott Norton was over there getting some big money in Japan, or big for him. IWGP, yeah, I think it's IWGP. But this match, I was really hoping that. I kind of figured Gallows and Anderson were going to win this one because I want to see, well, personally, as a fan, I want to see Enzo and Cass win those Raw titles at WrestleMania. I think that would be the way to do it, man. WrestleMania. Let Enzo and Cass get a big victory at WrestleMania. They're really popular with the crowd. Great tag team. One thing about the Raw tag teams, there is just so many of these great tag teams that Raw has. They got Gallows, Anderson, Cesaro, Sheamus, New Day, Enzo and Cass. I mean, there's a lot of big names in there, man, and it's insane that it's hard. I mean, you want to give everyone some love, you want to give everyone some of the titles and all that, but man, it's hard to please everybody. But this match, it was, pretty good. Big Cass actually started the match, which was looking good. Classic tag matches. You can't really fuck up a tag match with Enzo and Cass because, once Enzo gets in there, he's going to be the whipping boy. And I'm not talking Sid Flashman. I'm not talking juvenile literature here. Excuse me while I take a drink of DP right here. But, so Enzo gets his ass beat pretty good. Takes a good beating. Makes that hot tag to Big Cass, Colin Cassidy. He comes in there, laying waste to everybody. Here, a bad move on this one. Enzo was still beat up, a little weak. But I think he had Anderson, I always get those chrome domes mixed up. I think it was Carl Anderson. Anderson was laid out, so he tagged in Enzo, and he was going to drop Enzo, from the top rope like he does, where he slams Enzo's splash into Anderson. But they were too close to one of the corners, and Gallows pulled Enzo off and screwed everything up. And then Enzo tries to get back in the ring. Anderson gives him one of those boots to the face and then gets him in for a pin. So then Big Cass puts Enzo's foot on the rope, but immediately Gallows throws the foot off the rope. So 1, 2, 3, Gallows and Anderson find a way to win. But hey, that's not a bad thing. I'm going to go ahead and give this match a 4 because I had some high hopes, man. Damn, I had some high hopes. Cameraman played it great. They didn't get Gallows pulling messing with the, he came out of nowhere and pulled Enzo out of the ring after Enzo had it for the 1, 2, 3. So great job on WWE cameraman part. Those cameramen usually fuck up a lot, so it's good to finally get their head out of their asses every now and then. I'm going to go ahead and give this match a 4 just because Gallows and Anderson are excellent wrestlers, very powerful, great heel team, Bullet Club, too sweet. And then Enzo and Cass, great on the mic and are just really good guys. Count Von Strange said, I like to see Enzo and Cass with the titles or give it back to Cesaro and Sheamus. Yeah, man, I hope so, I'd actually love if Sheamus and Cesaro went back into singles competition, but I know that there's just too damn many wrestlers, man. It's just too many people. But that would be cool. And, to come to think of it, you got to figure at their live events, maybe some of these guys do fight one-on-ones a lot more, So I live closer to Dallas, so we usually get the big-time stuff. We'll get like Raw, SmackDown. We'll get a pay-per-view here and there. Big shout-out to a guy that not only loves his comics, he loves 4 Turtles. And when I say 4 Turtles, I'm talking Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael. We have half-shell heroes. Heroes in a half-shell, turtle power. OMG Chris in the house. Half-shell heroes dash Chris is here. And he says hey to the legend and hey to Matt. Matt, of course, being Count Von Strange the 4th. keeping it real, keeping it live here on youtube.com/rdowdy95 as we're talking tonight about WWE Fastlane 2017. And I know old Chris, a.k.a. Half Shell Heroes, through his many years of living, not saying he's an old guy or anything, but he's seen some matches, I bet you. Some WWEs or maybe even some territory matches back in the day. Now, we had some matches. Well, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the next match. I'm talking about our first women's wrestling match of the night. Sasha Banks, the boss, versus Nia Jax. Man, I tell you, this is great action. You know, we got 4 women wrestlers that are pretty much the legit shit on our AEW Monday Night Raw. And I'm talking Sasha, Bayley, Charlotte, Nia Jax. Now, Charlotte does have Dana Brooke, and then the cruisers usually flaunt and fool around with Alicia Fox. Of course, we don't have Paige anymore because she's a stupid idiot, to quote Chris Jericho. But anyway, and I'll talk about Paige. I'm going to talk about Paige here in a little bit. But Sasha and Nia, it was kind of like a, pretty much, I mean, this was like a Sasha and Samoa Joe match. But the win went to Sasha Banks. Very long match, and it was a great match. I'm not even going to tell you about this match much. I'm going to go ahead and just say this is a damn 4.5 for me. I love the women's wrestling. I love the women's revolution in the WWE, and it's a damn sight to see. It's a great sight to see. But great match. It was mainly Nia Jax took control of the whole match, just doing what she does, you know, just giving the beat down to Sasha Banks, and a lot of pausing, a lot of trash talking, which was good. Got to let the ladies catch their breath. But Sasha Banks ended up getting a roll-up on Nia Jax and totally surprised her. And on the Sidewalk Slam, on Rebel Komix Presents the Sidewalk Slam, I can't remember if I thought Nia was going to win or Sasha Banks was going to win. And I think I thought that Nia Jax was going to win. Maybe just because I wanted her to win, you know. But what this is going to do is going to pretty much put Sasha Banks, since Sasha beat Nia, Sasha's going to hopefully go on to WrestleMania and fight the WWE, the Raw Women's Champion, and we'll get to that match in a minute. So 4.5. I really like Sasha putting those submission moves on Nia to slow her down, and Sasha took a damn beating tonight, but she's still kicking. So the boss is the best. 4.5. Now we're going to talk about Showtime. No, not the 1980s Lakers, but we're going to talk about the time of the show and what they had to do to make the show a longer show, because we all know, everyone knows that Goldberg was going to beat Kevin Owens somehow. And the more I watched the show, you wonder what they had here. They had Jinder Mahal and Rusev, tag partners from Monday Night Raw. They had a falling out because they got beat. Little mishaps, so now they're back, you know, against each other's throats. So they wanted to fight tonight, so Mick Foley got him a match, and Jinder Mahal and Rusev, they go to the ring, and it's like, okay, whoever one of y'all, like, you know, y'all decide who fights first. So Jinder Mahal ends up throwing Rusev out of the ring. You know, they fight and leave Rusev to waste. So anyway, Cesaro comes out, the Swiss Superman, and it was a great match. Jinder Mahal versus Cesaro. Cesaro, I'm going to go ahead and go over this. This is a 3-star match because this is one of those matches you could get on Raw, so it's not really big time or anything. They should have actually put shit like this on the pre-show, you know. But anyway, so both superstars look great. You know, they know their craft. Jinder Mahal being more of the younger and Cesaro being more of the veteran. Cesaro actually won, which was really good because it could have went either way. They were kind of fooling around with a little lower back injury by Cesaro, but he ended up winning the match with the pop-up European uppercut, which was really cool. Then, well, you know, and what happened was Jinder Mahal was looking at Rusev because Rusev got back up and it distracted him. So perfect time for Cesaro to Irish whip Mahal off the rope, toss him up in the air for that pancake, but instead, when you coming down, the European uppercut is making its way up in Whiplash City. So Cesaro got that 1, 2, 3. Got to give this match a 3 overall, just because this, like I said, this is a match you can get on Raw, man. So no big deal. Now next match, I still don't have a clue what's going to happen with Big Show at WrestleMania. But they've been giving Big Show a lot of love. I mean, Big Show had a main event on Raw, or 2 weeks ago on Raw, I believe. That was, I want to say, yeah, Strowman versus Big Show. Because no one's been able to stop Strowman, man. So Big Show went out there and had an excellent match. You know, Big Show's lost a lot of weight, and he's looking really good, man. The best I've seen him in, you know, probably about 5 or 6 years. But Big Show versus Rusev. So Rusev's in the middle of the ring. He's beating the crap on Mahal. And then all of a sudden, well, it's the Big Show. You know, the old Big Show comes out. And this match was really good. I mean, Big Show, you know, came on the attack, whipping that Rusev ass. But Big Show let Rusev get some, you know, some offense in. Rusev gave 3 of those mashka kicks. You know, those kicks to the side of the head. You know, the kicks that usually set up the accolade. And when he was about to put that accolade on, Big Show slipped under his legs, gave him choke slam number 1. Big Show gave choke slam number 2. And damn, I don't know. I think he gave him a 3rd choke slam. Shit, I don't remember, man. Big Show was just putting the finishers on the guy like crazy. And then he propped Rusev in the corner, and sitting down, his head resting on maybe the 1st or 2nd turnbuckle, just kind of sitting in the corner, a la Raven from the Ravens flock, old Scotty, WCW guy. And Big Show just did the WMD, the weapon of mass destruction, that big-ass fist. He just laid his ass out. So I got to give freaking A, man. I got to give this one I'm going to give it a 3.5 because I like Rusev and I still like Big Show, even though he's old school, you know. But Big Show's pretty fun to watch in the ring just because he is the world's largest athlete. And it's fun to see Big Show bounce off the ropes and stuff because you never know if the ring's going to give out or whatnot. So got to give a 3.5 for that match. Rusev and Big Show, 2 of the big ones. Let's look back into the chat. So Chris, a.k.a. Half Shell Heroes, he's chilling. He's just relaxing. And Chris, man, he knows what it's all about. He's a Goldberg fan. Everyone remembers old Goldberg. And he says, Kerry Von Erich, baby, my favorite wrestler ever. That is old school, man. And I wish I could have went to the Dallas Sportatorium. My dad was working 2 jobs at the time, and by the time we could probably go see that stuff, old Kerry was already on his way up to WWF, a.k.a. today's WWE, as the Texas Tornado. Yeah, Kerry Von Erich, Half Shell Heroes likes Kerry, one of the best. I think out of the Von Erichs, David Von Erich, I mean, he was the tall one. I mean, he was the one. He was the one, the Yellow Rose of Texas. He would have been the best Von Erich of them all. Sadly, he died in, where was it, Japan or something? Stomach staph infection. I can't remember what it was, but he got sick eating some bad shellfish over there. Then we got Count Von Strange says, Nia Jax realistically should kill Sasha. And then Count Von Strange says, I'd scissor kick Strowman in the gizzard and then pin him for the win. Hell yeah. That's the way to bring down a big man. Kick him in the cards. Ask questions later. I appreciate you, Half Shell Heroes and Count Von Strange, for hanging out with me in the chat. Let's get to our next match, which is for the Cruiserweight Championship. Neville versus Jack Gallagher. And man, old Gallagher, he was looking good. He's an interesting wrestler. Really good at his craft. He's got a great character. He's got a great mustache. He's got some really cool moves. And what was it? Neville kept calling him a sideshow attraction. I love Gallagher's theme music. Kind of reminds me of some Barnum Bailey action. This match, fans, this is your first 5-star match of the night. Neville and Gallagher. This was the only match, I believe, that got "This is awesome" chants. This is awesome. Yeah, this was the only. I don't remember any of the other matches getting "This is awesome" chants, except for this one. And dude, how good does that have to feel if you're Neville and Jack Gallagher? Fucking bringing the house down. What a match, man. I can't really describe a lot of these cruiserweight matches, but there was this deal where Neville, one of the cool moves, really a lot of high spots, a lot of powerful moves. Neville's freaking chiseled, man. He's the king of the cruiserweights, man. He pushes Gallagher into the ropes, and then Gallagher bounces backwards, and then Neville catches him in a German release suplex, man. And dude, it looked all crazy, like Gallagher was feeling it. Very good move. And then there was other moves. There was a big old superplex, back body drop, super back body drop from the third turnbuckle by Gallagher, and just a great match back and forth. We almost saw Gallagher do his running jump kick into the turnbuckle to take out Neville, but Neville freaking reversed it. Got him in a great position to do the. Well, he did. I think he did a. God, I can't remember what that move is. It's his little flip move from the middle turnbuckle. But then he also did the red arrow for the win. But if you don't have the WWE Network, you missed a 5-star match tonight. The King of the Cruiserweights, Neville versus Jack Gallagher. Great match. Neville retained after hitting the red arrow from the top rope. Just phenomenal match. Great match. Excellent. I can't say enough, man. I need to start watching Live 205 on the WWE Network. The next match. Oh, let's check the chat real quick. See what else is going on. Count says that was my favorite match of the night. Jack about killed me from laughing so hard. Oh, and those headbutts. Thank you so much, Count Von Strange. The headbutts were awesome. Boy, I tell you, Gallagher has a way with those headbutts, and boy, he makes them come to life, man. It's like whap. You can hear that slap with the headbutt. I wish Jack would have used the umbrella like he did in the Royal Rumble, and that was funny when Jack pulled out the damn umbrella and just opened it up. Man, going total Mary Poppins. Great, Britain. I tell you, it was crazy. Chris mentioned, can you imagine like most of that family is dead? That's true. That's true. We got Kerry Von Erich's daughter still doing her thing. I don't know what she's doing now, but I know she was one of the TNA Knockout chicks. And then there's the Kevin Von Erich's boys are on the independent scene, I do believe. And Kevin Von Erich lives out in Hawaii now. I think he sold all the land out in Denton, Texas, or they had their land out there. That's good for him because that's a lot of tough memories, but also good memories though too. He had a lot. He had a good life. I mean, but yeah, I guess the pressures of being Fritz's kids. Some of them just couldn't take that pressure. But man, Fritz had them boys hooked up. Man, they were main eventing all them every freaking Saturday night at the damn Sportatorium. Hell, every night really. I don't remember how many days a week they would wrestle, on their at the Sportatorium, but that was awesome. Got a great life and legacy of the Von Erichs, or life and legacy of the Sportatorium, something like that, where it's all about world class. I think it's the life legacy of world class championship wrestling that they had in Dallas, Texas. Great, if you can catch it on YouTube. Check that out. I know I posted the link long ago on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/The Great Legend Show. Definitely check out that whole damn thing. I mean, it was a great documentary. Very good. You get to learn all about those classic wrestlers from when Fritz, ran the boys, Because that Sportatorium's been around a long time. My dad actually saw Andre the Giant and Ivan Putski fight Fritz Von Erich when Fritz was in his younger years. I remember my dad had, I don't know where it is at home, but he's got a picture signed by Fritz Von Erich. Of course, you're right there close to the ring at the Sportatorium. You really need to check that out if you're interested. Of course, the biggest feud they had at the Sportatorium had to be when I was a kiddo, when it was the Von Erichs versus Bad Street USA, the Fabulous Freebirds. So check that out. Great show if you can catch that on YouTube. Also, WWE Network has World-Class Championship Wrestling if you want to watch some of the old matches there. You can see the Sportatorium, what it looked like. Didn't have air conditioner in there. They had those big-ass fans, that you see at Central Markets or outside markets, things like that. Let's go to the next match. The Big Dog versus Braun Strowman. Making those sound effects make my throat hurt. This match, we've seen Braun Strowman as an unstoppable force, never beaten in one-on-one competition. The match was a very long match. I'm proud. A lot of people bash Roman. I know Roman's not their favorite. During the match, it was great. The fans just hate Roman, and it's insane. But Roman's got the build. He's got the look. He does need more work on the mic, but. And, WWE only has themselves to blame for pushing him that hard. I still believe the fans turned on Roman when he knocked Daniel Bryan, when Daniel Bryan didn't advance in that Royal Rumble. And, they just kept giving it to Roman, and that killed its momentum. I mean, you just can't push, You look at how Daniel Bryan changed the wrestling fan. It's like, no one expected this guy to do his thing, but this is the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. I mean, this guy, amazing Ring of Honor matches with CM Punk back in the day. I mean, just epic shit, man. And, now with the internet, people can see more than just WWE. We can watch matches on YouTube now. Neville has one of the sickest, awesome-looking freaking snap suplexes. How did he? What did he do? Where did he get that from? Well, he saw it from one of UK's very best, Dynamite Kid. That's where he saw that shit from. So, Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, just back and forth battles where Braun had, mostly the upper hand. Braun has that awesome power slam. He power slammed Roman onto the table. Actually, one of the announcer tables on the outside, Spanish announce table to be exact. That was a great move, just sheer power. He's a behemoth. What happened was, though, near the end, Roman finally got the upper hand, and it looked like Braun went over the top rope and he landed funny on his knee, or, that was the, in quotes, the little fake injury. So he was kind of hobbling around, and once he got back into the ring, Roman gave him about 2 Superman punches and then bounced off the rope, ducked a couple of clotheslines and back elbow, and then gave him a spear. And I want to say, I don't remember. It's hard to remember that match. I don't know if he pinned him off the spear. I think he did. That's about a 17-minute match, though. So it was a longer match than I'm used to seeing Reigns do. And up until that point, I think the Sami Zayn and Joe match was pretty long. That was about a 10-minute-er. But this was a long-ass match by Roman Reigns and Strowman. But I know Strowman kicked out of one of the spears, the Roman spears or whatnot. But I thought it was a good match. I'm going to go ahead and give this match a 4.5. Normally I don't do that when it's two bigs. One funny thing was when Strowman slammed. Okay, well, you had the holy shit chant when Strowman did the power slam into the announcer table, and there was one when Strowman kicked out of the first spear. The WWE Universe said, "Thank you, Strowman. Thank you, Strowman," because they didn't want him to win. But Roman finally did win. He was able to slay that big ass monster Braun Strowman for Braun's first PPV loss. Now here's the thing. I don't remember. We have WrestleMania coming up. Now, Undertaker's showed himself on SmackDown before. So this kind of leaves me to question, will Undertaker fight Roman Reigns, or will Undertaker fight John Cena? I think it's been rumored, because I just don't know who John Cena would fight at WrestleMania. You got to figure Cena's going to fight somebody. We know Bray Wyatt and Orton are probably going to fight. I wouldn't mind seeing AJ Styles and Cena fight at WrestleMania, yeah, who's Roman going to fight at WrestleMania? I don't freaking know. Will Braun get a rematch? I wouldn't mind seeing Braun and Roman go again at WrestleMania. I think that would be pretty damn cool myself. Let's check the chat, see if anyone's like that Roman. So, Count Von Strange, again, my brother, I'm so glad you're here chatting with me in the chat. He says, Roman is dull on the mic and needs to drop the Superman punch and get a good over move. Yeah, Superman punch to me reminds me of the Big Show's punch, and Big Show's punch is the big one. I think Roman does need to find something different. I like the drive-by, but there's only a certain amount of times you can use that move. You know, usually they got to be hanging out to dry or whatever. You know, look at Cesaro, man. Cesaro, the Swiss 1-9. That shit's awesome. Why Cesaro isn't a singles champion? I mean, shit, man. Let him be a singles champion. Put Sheamus. Get Sheamus, you know, to go to the live events. Because Sheamus is awesome. I like Sheamus. But, you know, let Cesaro do some stuff. So, yeah, Count Von Strange says, get him a good power move. You know, even his, of course, he's not going to be able to do this to Strowman, but when he gets him up in that crucifix position, you know, like the razor's edge, outsider's edge, and then he does that sit-down crucifix bomb, I guess you'd say, that's a sweet move. But, of course, you ain't getting Strowman with that. Hell to the no. You're not getting Strowman up in that move. But, yeah, the Superman punch, because the thing is he uses it too much during the match. I mean, anytime he fights a guy that's bigger than him, it's usually well, shit, you can do 4 or 5 or 6 of these things. They're not gonna lay the guy out until stupid Roman spears them. See, that's what they need to do. They have their little, you know, like Scott Hall had the fallaway slam, and then he did the razor's edge or whatever, or outsider's edge. But go ahead, pin him off a fucking Superman punch. You know, you don't just have to use one finisher. You know. Unless you're Ric Flair, you know, figure four. I think that's the only movie he had. But at least Sting had the death drop and the Scorpion Deathlock, you know? Good. God dang. Jericho has the Walls of Jericho and the Code Breaker. You know, a lot of people have 2 different finishers. Let some other 2 different finishers happen, you know? Alright, let's go on to the next match. This is the Bayley versus Charlotte for the Raw Women's Championship match. This match, what I loved about this match was about a 16-minute match or so. 16:57 to be exact. So just a little bit less than 30 seconds less than the Roman and Strowman. Roman and Strowman, I like that. That match. And dude, this match, it didn't disappoint. It was pretty damn awesome. I mean, you know what? When I watch Bayley, when I watch Charlotte, just watching Bayley more, and I've watched Bayley for maybe 2 or 3 years now. I watched her in NXT a ton. But you know what this matchup reminds me of? And I know some of the Sasha Banks, and I love Sasha, don't get me wrong. I would probably say Sasha's better than Bayley or Charlotte. I don't know. That's kind of hard to say as well. I mean, they're all really good. Even Becky Lynch. Well, Becky Lynch probably has the most experience out of all of them. Although Bayley's been wrestling, I think, since she was like 16 or 14 or something. But Bayley and Charlotte, to me, is like Sting versus Ric Flair. Bayley is Sting. Charlotte, of course, is her dad. But they've got that chemistry. Oh, my God, man. And it is so cool. And when you watch Bayley, she's like the female John Cena. She's like the good guy, you know. She's like the Betty, LP would say, of Riverdale, you know, the good girl. But great moves, man. Just an excellent fucking match. This is my second 5-star match. Now, there was this one deal where Bayley was trying to do her running back elbow while Charlotte was up in the Tree of Woe, and it, like, really sucked. I mean, because Charlotte kept moving. I mean, Charlotte should have, like, you know, did a sit-up, you know, where she was doing a sit-up to kind of come off the ground a little to give Bayley an angle to hit that move, because Bayley was trying this little hop and a skip off the bottom rope and to give her that running back elbow, which it was just sloppy. They need to practice that more. But beside that, and I hate to be a stickler for missed moves, but that shit was ugly. It looked like Bayley just like elbowed the ground, and then Corey Graves said, "Yeah, looks like she just grazed her on that one." I love that shit. It's so funny. But I can't go into all this, but the very beginning of the match, they were trading stuff, trading moves, pinning each other, a la WrestleMania 3, the Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Macho Man, getting out of each other's pins. There were some kip-ups in there by Charlotte, big boot Charlotte, natural selection that Bayley kicked out of. Just all kinds of kick-ass stuff that was going on during this match. I love when Bayley gets a little into her high-flying moves. She did the off the ring apron to the outside of the ring. She ran off and caught Charlotte with the head scissor takeover, which was really sweet. And that was fucking just beautiful looking move, 5-star move. Moonsaults, all kind of stuff. It was just a fucking 5-star match. I mean, oh, of course, okay, don't get me wrong. Yes, okay. There's more men in that WWE locker room, less women. So a lot of these women have wrestled each other a fucking 1,000. Well, I don't want to say 1,000, but probably at least, well, probably like 500. Well, maybe 1,000 times. You know, shit, if they do the whole wrestle 300 days a week or whatnot at the live events, you know, they probably have wrestled each other a shitload of times. So, you know, it's like Sting and Flair, where they wrestle so many times. You know the spots. You could call the spots of the match. One that I liked that Charlotte did was Bayley was on the apron, outside of the apron. When I say outside of the apron, I mean like she's not in the ring. She's on the outside of the ropes on the apron. And Charlotte grabbed her and kind of gorilla press slammed her. Not Ultimate Warrior, but, you know, the overhead slam. And I remember Sting, you know, when Flair used to run up to that third turnbuckle, you knew damn well Sting was going to go over there and throw his ass off that top turnbuckle. And I think Bayley and Charlotte, you know, if you know, they can keep them together, that can be the Sting and Flair of our age, man, or of the millennial era, I guess. And I know Sasha plays a big part in that as well. You know, it's just crazy the amount of talent these women have, and how different women's wrestling has become since the old days of wrestling. You know, so like I said, I hope this fulfills your needs and your desires of the of me talking women's wrestling. But this was a 5-star match. Bayley went ahead and won. Sasha did come out and gave a little distraction to Charlotte, and what happened was there was some mix-ups on the outside. Charlotte threw Sasha into the ring, and then immediately Sasha rolled out. Charlotte tried to catch her, but right when Charlotte turned around, Bayley got her in the Bayley to belly and picked up the victory. And I don't know if I called that one or not either. I was actually thinking that Charlotte would win. This is her first pay-per-view loss. So WWE got me. I thought Charlotte was going to win and then have the winner of the Sasha Nia Jax go fight Charlotte. Charlotte would lose to either Nia or Sasha, but I totally got that wrong. Now, by Sasha helping in a couple of Bayley's matches, hopefully, and I didn't know they were going to try to do this, but if they do, it would be excellent. Have Bayley fight Sasha at WrestleMania, one-on-one. Leave all the other idiots out. Don't let Charlotte, Dana Brooke, Nia Jax. I know that's hard, WWE, but leave Charlotte off the fucking card. Come on. What was it? She won 17 pay-per-views, 16 pay-per-views in a row? Let her have a fucking night off. I know they're not going to do that. They'll have Charlotte play some kind of battle, you know. But I would really love to see Bayley versus Sasha. And I'm going to put it out there. This ain't happening because we got Goldberg and Lesnar, and we're going to talk about them in a minute. But I would really like to see one of these days. I would love to have 2 women main event WrestleMania. None of this co-ed bullshit. I mean, you could say co-ed, but have them wrestle last. Or, you know, co-main event, whatever. Have them wrestle last. I mean, if you saw that NXT takeover in Brooklyn with Sasha and Bayley, that match was fucking six-star match. And, man, they can do that. So, so far of the night, Bayley, Charlotte, Neville, Gallagher. 5-star matches. Now they're going to pay. Now, Fastlane, you're going to fucking pay. Kevin Owens, Goldberg. The man! Bet Bobby Heenan used to say, the man! Goldberg, the man! Fucking Goldberg, man. And now they're going to pay. The fans are going to pay. Now, when I was on Rebel Komix Presents the Sidewalk Slam, I kind of figured how this was going to go down, but I kind of didn't figure it was going to be that quick. Here was what I was wanting to see. I was wanting to see a good 10 minutes at least. But here's the problem. I looked at my fucking phone for the time. And, dude, it was like 12 minutes till 10 Central. I was like, dude, this pay-per-view's got to end pretty soon. But, hell, there we got Sasha. I mean, not Sasha. We got Bayley and Charlotte still giving it their all, man. So I'm figuring, well, this doesn't leave a lot of time to have a long match. So this is going to be one of those spear jackhammer matches. And sure enough, it was. Now, what I loved this about Kevin Owens. And Kevin Owens, I mean, you know, he does what he does because he's a heel. I mean, he does the Miz type stuff. Actually, Miz had put on some longer matches, but no, Owens can go out there. Owens could actually be a face. He was a face, I guess, for maybe the first or second time he was in NXT before he power bombed Sami Zayn on the end of the ring apron. But I love when Owens, you know, and the bell had not even rung, and Owens already like rolled out of the ring. I fucking loved that. That was so great. He walks around the ring a little bit. He gets back in the ring to only roll out again, or, you know, like step out again, and walks around again. He gets in the ring, and then for the third time he does it again, and the fans are fucking loving it. They love when Kevin Owens like leaves the ring. You know, when I play WWE 2K17 next time, and I go online to face somebody, I'm going to fucking do that. I may do that the whole fucking match. I'm going to get Owens, and right when the match starts, I'm just going to roll out of the ring. I'm going to go outside the ring. I'm going to do that shit. It's going to be fucking epic. I'm going to do that. I may even actually stream that. That would be great. Just for fun. Just to piss people off. Maybe even trash talk, too. That'd be great. Anyway, so the funny thing was the bell had not even rung yet. So finally Owens rolls back into the ring. Looking at Goldberg. The ref's in between him. Owens is fucking ready. He's like, ring the bell, ring the bell, ring the bell, ring the bell. So ding, 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 and then bring the walls down. You know, Jericho's music hits. Now I kind of figured Jericho was going to cost Owens the match, because that's what I said on the Sidewalk Slam on Thursday. Remember, link is down below to see Thursday night. Rebel Komix Presents the Sidewalk Slam. I fucking called this. And then just by Jericho smiling and hanging out at the top of the ramp, Owens, right when Owens turns around, he gets speared, then he gets jackhammered for the 1, 2, 3. Goldberg is your new Universal Champion. Oh, shit. Fucking Goldberg. God dang, 50 years old. Still putting up a fight. So here we go. That was the match right there. I'm going to go ahead and give this match... let's see. I did love when Owens was rolling out of the ring. I love when Jericho come out. I'm going to give this 4 stars. Now, you're like, well, fuck, man, the match didn't even last long. Let's see, what was the time on this match from the bell? 21 seconds, okay? About 21-second match. This was fucked up. Owens, of course, is pissed. This is going to put Owens and Jericho at a match at WrestleMania. And, dude, let me tell you something. You can't tell me, with the heat Jericho's had with Goldberg in the past, with the heat Jericho's had with Lesnar after the whole Randy Orton thing where Jericho didn't know that Randy's head was going to get busted open like that. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Jericho has heat with those old guys. Now, some could say Jericho's a part-timer. Not really. I don't think so. You know, when Jericho comes in, he's coming in, and he's not like The Rock, or he's not like, you know, going off to do movies and this shit. He legitimately has a band that he tours with named Fozzy. But when Jericho's in that squared circle, he's going to do everything he can to put on a 5-star match. You've seen throughout the years, Mexico, Japan, wherever he goes, he reinvents himself. Whether it be a crybaby cruiserweight heel in WCW, or a crybaby guy in WWE, or a good guy, or just anything he does, it draws money. He's perfect. He knows the business. He's been in it so long. Kevin Owens, he knows the business too. And, he's got to be learning a lot of stuff just from being with Jericho through this whole time. Holy shit, I think this is actually going for an hour. And I haven't even really, I'm not breaking the matches down. I'm just kind of, letting you know my feelings of the match, which I think is better, But when Jericho and Owens meet at WrestleMania, they're going to try, and this, I hope all superstars and wrestlers do this, they're going to try to be the Macho Man Ricky the Dragon Steamboat of the WrestleMania card. They want to put on the best match, and I believe they will. I swear to God, I hope it's a 5-star. And what I told those folks on the Sidewalk Slam, I told LP and Mike from the Unboxing Brothers and Adam from Comically Flawed, the Uncanny Kyle Waka, those guys that was with us on the Sidewalk Slam that night. I told them that wouldn't it be great? Now, I didn't say this officially. I didn't say let him have an I Quit match, so Jericho finally leaves. But if it is like an I Quit match or something like that, I do believe that this WrestleMania is going to be Chris Jericho's last WrestleMania. Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens are going to be on the card just to get a match, just to be in a match, just to battle in front of the thousands of people at a WrestleMania. This damn well could be Jericho's last WrestleMania. Now, I said it was going to be Jericho's last match. That's to be determined. But I do believe this will be Jericho's last WrestleMania. So after they bring the house down and they bring those people to their feet with This Is Awesome chants and all that, I hope they beat the shit out of each other too. And when KO wins that match and he leaves the ring, I want WWE, to show Jericho, because Jericho's going to be a good guy going into this thing. I want the fans to get off their fucking feet and you clap your hands for a guy that has been given about fucking 20 plus years to this business, and you give Chris Jericho some love. That's what I want to see at WrestleMania. I want to see that more than I want to see Goldberg drop the title to Lesnar or whatever the hell that whole match is going to be. Because we know Lesnar's going to win that title, or at least I think he will. Otherwise, it's like you got Goldberg and Lesnar. I mean, one of them's got to win the title. It'll be really cool if Undertaker comes in and makes it a triple threat match, and then Undertaker wins. That'd be awesome. But I just think the Goldberg and Lesnar match is going to be a hype match. It's going to be stupid if they put it on the last part of the show. But shit, man, I hope Goldberg can at least go 10 minutes, Because I know Lesnar can last a long time in the ring, but hopefully Goldberg, we can at least get 10 minutes out of Goldberg, But again, fans, that Goldberg Owens 4 stars, because Owens is fun, and you know, who doesn't love Goldberg? But look for Jericho possibly to have his last WrestleMania, and man, it's funny when you watch wrestling and stuff like that. You get to see all these people you grew up with, and you know, you get to see them get older, and then you get a new cream of the crop come in, and all that great stuff. So what I want to recommend is everyone just keep watching some wrestling, great stuff. Count Von Strange says Goldberg can't put together an actual match, and you know, I believe you're right. I mean, I think everyone Goldberg's fought, it's either the other wrestler that's putting the match together, or the referee is telling him what to do. At least he has yet to prove it since joining the WWE this time around. And you know, even that Halloween Havoc match, I think it was Halloween Havoc 98. I want to say 98. Goldberg versus DDP. That match was the best Goldberg match I'd ever watched. But of course, why was it? Because DDP. DDP was the one. And that's a great opinion. Just my opinion, Count Von Strange says. Half Shell Heroes, Chris, I know you're being a Goldberg fan. You got to know the old school, watching old Chris Jericho. That's what I'm talking about. We also got Matias Sevilo in the chat. He says, F you, Roman Reigns. He says, what the F are you saying, man? Well, dude, if you want to know what I've been saying, you're going to have to rewind the show if you didn't know, because your ass better call somebody. Matias Sevilo, fans. WWE fan. Pro wrestling fan. Matias, thank you so much for chatting tonight in the chat room. So, fans, this is the Great Legend. WrestleMania is April 2nd, and it's going to be an awesome WrestleMania. Hopefully, Seth Rollins will be back by then. I do want to see him and Triple H go to work. Hopefully, Triple H will finish. You know, I'm really ready for him to get done with his wrestling career, because that takes up a spot, and it sucks for Triple H to take up a spot like that. And since you can see Triple H, he don't steroid up as much as he used to, because they got that whole thing now where the full timers can't do the roids or the medicines, but part timers still can. Just look at Lesnar. He tested positive for some of that steroid stuff in his UFC thing. So, sucks to be him. But yeah. Great matches all around. And April 2nd is WrestleMania. I think it's going to be 34 this time. So that'll be fun to watch. And like I said, one of my matches that I'm going to be down with is the Kevin Owens and Jericho match. So again, fans, thank you so much for watching WWE Fastlane 2017 review with the Great Legend, always doing what I do, and that's coming at you live. Come check me out this Thursday on Rebel Komix Sidewalk Slam. I'll see you there. This is the Great Legend saying peace out. God bless.